I just finished a 2-day classical chess tournament and I got fifth place. I hope that I could have performed better, but that's life. Sometimes I'm bad, sometimes I'm good. And the thing is, it got me wondering, does luck play a big factor in performing better in chess, especially over the board tournaments? Now, of course, skill plays a big role in being able to beat people or draw people, but one thing is the pairing system can work towards your favor or against your favor. Let me give you an example. In the tournament, the first place was an IM, about 2400 rating. I'm about 1700 and I'm second place, you know. And once you see this enormous rating gap, you know that the first place is probably going to get first in the tournament. So you're essentially fighting for second when Magnus Carlsen is in the tournament. And the thing is, since I'm on board 2 and he's on board 1, we have different colors. And when we have different colors, we have a higher chance of facing. And I know that if I face him, more likely than not, I'm gonna lose. Okay? Just based on the statistics and based on my record against him. And the thing is, the only time you could get a draw out of him is in the final round. Because essentially, in the final round, if he can win the entire tournament with a draw, he will draw, like, he will just accept the draw. And getting that draw is pretty useful if you're not getting a loss. That half point does matter a lot. And I got paired against him in like the fifth round, and I lost to him. I could have played better, but he just grinded me in the end game. He showed off his class, and I got skill diff. And in the sixth round, I also lost another round, so that's also a skill issue, gotta admit. But for me, it's hard to win as black because I just don't really have much theory and I just don't really like black. Okay, and in the final round, I won, so I got 5 points out of 7. But the thing is, here's the thing: my tie break was the highest in the entire tournament. And how tie breaks are calculated basically is the accumulated points of all of the opponents that you face, and that is your tiebreak. And my tiebreak was the highest, which objectively means that I have faced the toughest opponents. But I got fifth because from second until fourth, they all got half a point higher than me. And I'm not gonna say that I got fifth place because of only luck. Of course, my skill does play a big factor in it. But I gotta admit, I felt like I performed better than the people above me. And especially the person at third place, I beat him in the fourth round, but he won every other round. I mean, I beat him in the fourth round, yeah, and then he drew another round. So he got 5.5 out of 7, I got 5 out of 7. So he got higher placing than me, but I felt like I performed better than him, but maybe that's just quite egotistical of me. And yeah, for the person in second place, he drew the number 1 seed, and so he got 5.5 out of 7, he got second place. And people congratulated him, and in my opinion, this might sound a bit salty, might sound like I'm quite jealous, but I think it's just the reality that he might have gotten a little lucky to have drawn that game because the first place wanted to draw. And I'm gonna admit, I believe that if they actually played normally, he would lose and he would not even get top 5. So, and actually the prizes given, the money given, has a big gap between each placing. So fifth place I got RM200, which is my country's currency, and first place is 1,000. So it's 1,000, 800, 600, 400, 200. And it's just a lot about luck. If he didn't draw that game, I could have gotten one more higher placing. I could have got the fourth place because my tiebreak was the highest out of everyone, and I got 5 points. Okay, and on board three, they both had like 4.5. So if they drew, I could have been above both of them, but one of them won. So yeah, I got one less placing. So in an ideal world, I could have gotten third place. In an ideal world, but shit happens. I got fifth place, and I can't be too unhappy about it. After I lost to the first seed in the fifth round, I was not feeling the best. I had 20 minutes to take my lunch, and I was literally rushing back. I was late to the board, not in the best shape, playing as black. All of these disadvantages just pressing on me just led me to lose. And I got no one to blame but myself. But that's that. But it just goes to show that luck does play a big factor in my opinion. Because it could have meant I gotten a higher placing, it could have meant I gotten a better pairing, someone easier to face. You know, but that's life. I'm actually wondering, is there an ideal starting placing they want to be in a tournament to maximize your chances of winning? Because I know in the first round, usually like the first player faces the player that is like the total number of players divided by two. So the first player faces like the 50th player, for example. And it goes down like 2 versus 49, 3, 48, I think. So is that an ideal starting place actually? I don't know. You know, and I gotta say, when I was looking around the board, like the people opposite my color, I felt were definitely stronger. So that's a bit unlucky also, because you're more likely to face someone of the opposite color if you have the same points. That's that. I've lost a lot in life, a lot in chess, and you can't just be too unhappy. Although I really wish I could have gotten more money, because I'm gonna be honest, the money really does play a big part in my participation. But that's life. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and you just gotta be better than everyone if you want to stand a chance in competing for the best prizes. It is what it is. I have my exams tomorrow. Physics MCQ IGCSE. It's about 11 right now, quite early for me. But I'm having a headache today, and I really just need sleep. So I actually should be sleeping right now and not talking to a camera, but I need to vent out some frustration, even though I'm not one to usually complain. I'm quite quiet throughout the day. I don't have much social interaction, so talking to myself does help a bit. Yeah, what are your thoughts? Does luck play a big factor in over the board tournaments? Good night.